an in-depth tutorial on fry screaming, part 3. Now, before we continue, I assume that you have seen part 0, part 1, and part 2, and I've watched them fully, and have taken a day or two to practice each of those specific things that I've talked about. Just to recap, breath support, vocal fry, which again is not the base of a fry scream, and the placement of it. So for a quick example, compression. Compressed voice. If you haven't watched any of those videos that explain that, go back and watch them, because you will not learn fry scream properly if you haven't gotten those things down. Especially the vocal fry one, because that specifically goes into the placement of it. And if the placement's wrong, then you will try to create the distortion in the wrong place, which could lead to pain and swelling of the vocal cords, which we don't want, because that's bad. So make sure to have everything down. Everything I've posted is free. There's nothing preventing you from watching it. Alright, now at this point, assuming that you have gone and watched all those and understand those concepts fully and are able to do them, let's get into fry distortion. First, we're going to start with the way that I learned how to do it, and then there's a second method which I've seen people do, but it wasn't the way I learned how to do it. For whatever reason, it just didn't click for me, so I'm going to show you the way it clicked for me first, and then I'll show you that one. So this is going to be done in your head voice, so if your head voice isn't warmed up, I recommend you do that. I'm going to give you a quick demonstration. I'm going to start with a clean note and transition into the fry distortion. Doesn't sound pretty. To be honest, it sounds quite horrible. But this is what we need to do in order to learn how to fry scream. And just a quick note, do not be aiming for projection and like really loud stuff yet. That'll all come naturally. Just aim for just speaking voice. Just let everything come naturally. Keeping that in mind, how do we even make that sound? I've said it once, I've said it twice, I've said it many times. Distortion is not going to be happening in here. So if hopefully you've watched the other parts where we talked about the placement, yes, it is going to be like in here, the nasal cavity. Not really the nasal cavity, the soft palate area, and it's a little bit nasally. If it makes more sense to you, then yeah, nasal. But it's not 100% nasal. But if you don't understand where the soft palate is, just think nasal. So this is how I learned how to do this. So first, we find a note that's comfortable in your head voice. Don't match my pitch. Find something that is comfortable for you. Because everybody's range is different, everybody's voice is different. So the note I'm going to be starting with, and the one that works best for me, not you, for me, is going to be hee. What we're going to do from there is make it kind of annoying. We're going to add what I think is called twang. So a good way to do that, twang sounds like, it sounds nasally, but it's not. So here is nasal, here's twang. Good way to tell if you're using, if you're resonating through your nasal or with twang, is just simply plug your nose. So this is what it sounds like with nasal. Totally different sound. With twang, quite literally no difference. So just try to imitate an annoying kid. So, that's twang. So add that to your note. Super annoying, I know. So now what we're going to do is we're going to imagine somewhere up here, we're going to imagine that there's like this little thing that kind of comes like that. Just imagine something that's closing off a little bit. Make sure you're not squeezing anything when doing this, just something that's kind of closing it. So, if that makes no sense for you, the next way to how to achieve this might make more sense. But where you should be feeling anything is not in the back of your throat. It should be about middle to front of the soft palate or just the nasal area. Whichever term makes more sense for you. If you do this and the sound starts coming from back here, don't panic. Just try to feel it out and see if you can project it like a little bit further in your face so that it's not happening in your throat. Alright, so the second way that you can learn how to do this, so what we're going to do is we're going to find where your voice switches from your chest voice to your head voice. If you don't understand what that is, chest voice is what you normally speak in, and head voice is high up, like up here. And usually you can find your vocal break by just going from as low as you can to as high as you can, and there's like a little crack in the middle. So, you hear the little thing that kind of had a voice crack. That, in specific terms, is called your passaggio, but we're just going to call it the vocal break for now. What we're going to do is find that area and mess around with it. So, kind of go up and down, make your voice crack a lot, gently. So, it's going to sound weird, but it's part of the learning process. Now what we're going to do is we're going to slowly transition from chest voice to head voice, and we're going to tighten our core muscles a little bit, so add a little bit of breath support in it while transitioning, and we'll hear a little bit of a creaky sound. So, try to find that little spot where it has like a little bit of a in it. So, and doing this, it might come off, you might start feeling stuff in the throat, just like I said with the other method. Try to move the projection or where it's coming from, just try to find a way to bring it up and forward so it's more in here. So another way you can go about learning this is try to imagine a buzzer, like in a game show. Say for example, you get a wrong answer, it's just like, that wasn't in the right spot. That's more of chest voice. So try to make it a high-pitched buzzer. Don't be disappointed if you don't get that sound right away. Just mess with your voice. Remember, this shouldn't be coming from your throat. Try to get the sound to be up here. And if you're able to produce that sound, mess around with it. And another way is you could try to do an Axl Rose impression, and the distortion might just happen naturally. Just don't overthink it. Welcome to the jungle! We got fun and games! We got everything you want! Anyway, now the names! You know, something like that. Try to add some twang to it, like I explained earlier. Just really mess around with it, and just try all these methods. Just sometimes you might not get it in an afternoon. It might take a couple of days of playing around with it for you to finally be like, oh, I'm starting to feel it. Okay, let me mess around with it, and then you're able to get it. These are fairly complex vocal techniques, so don't be disappointed if you don't get it in an afternoon. If anything begins to hurt, stop, take a break, drink some water. I just sip water as I'm doing vocal stuff, and throughout the day, just little sips of water, just every couple of minutes. Don't overdo it. Alright, that is all I have for this video. If you've been playing with it for a couple days and you still can't get it, shoot me a DM or comment on this video, and I will try to help you. Just explain what's going on to the best you can, and I will try to help you. I'll even make another video if need be, explaining it further. Don't forget to like and follow. It helps a lot, and I really do appreciate it. I'll see you in the next video, which should start to actually get into the actual fry screen part of it. I'm not 100% sure. I'll have to double check my notes and make sure that's the right part. But yeah, I think fry screen should be the next part.